Welcome back, everyone, to your podcast, our podcast, the Popular Side Podcast. As always, that's Mr. Yinka Yusuf.
Good evening, my people. How are we doing?
And I'm Akin Adeke. Yinka Yusuf.
Yes, boss.
Ade Yinka Yusuf.
Yes, boss.
How many times I called?
It's 2 for now. I know you called me more before the show.
Because I introduced you. You and then I called you to say you're not paying attention. That was a trick question.
Okay. You know, we know what to blame it on.
I know. What in the world are you wearing? Explain yourself to your fans and your listeners and your subscribers.
I'm wearing a Spurs jersey, right?
Why?
Because I like the jersey.
Oh,
I like the jersey.
Even Spurs fans don't wear Spurs jerseys.
Big deal, right?
Why?
At least little wins for them. If they can't win the game, they should still have some people that still, rock with them and stuff like that, right? Ero bought me this jersey, by the way. Yeah.
Yinka, it's 2026. Let's leave trolling in 25 now.
Double daring me that I can't wear sports jersey. So, here I am wearing sports jersey.
Leave trolling in 2025.
I'm not trolling them. Don't you like this jersey? Is it not beautiful? See the
it's
Nike
terrible.
Whatever
it's awful.
that goes that with another Nike one that goes like that.
It's awful.
A lovely. See the neck. Very, very beautiful jersey like that. What Yinka, do you mean? Yes, sir.
If that jersey touches my body, I'll start itching. It cannot happen.
I'm not like you. I wear anything.
Yeah, I am
when
like
it comes to jerseys, I wear anything. I like it, I wear it. Right?
You know the term. I would do anything for love, but I will not do that. I will not do that.
Nah.
I will not do that.
It's a nice jersey. Give it to them. At least they have something going for them. They have one nice jersey.
Oh my God.
That's fair enough.
All right. So, Yinka.
Yes, sir.
We have a lot to talk about. I feel like I say that all the time.
Yes, you do.
But we really do have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we do.
And I think the intro that I had in mind is actually a good segue to what we need to talk about, right?
Mm-hmm.
So last week we talked about Ramadan coming up.
Yep.
So for those who observe, I hope everything is going well, for everyone, including my dear brother here, Mr. Yinka Yusuf.
Thank you.
Again, every opportunity I get, I tell everybody how great of a human you are. And I don't just say that because I want you to feel good about yourself, which I do want you to feel good about yourself. I say it because it's true. You don't wear your faith on your sleeve. You live your faith, which is one of the things I appreciate about you.
Thank you.
So as the season goes, I hope you find all the reflection you want to find and you come out an even better human.
Amen.
That is unfortunately not what is happening with a particular person in the UK. We're going to put this up. I'm going to read it and we're going to put it up on the screen. Okay. There is a genius. Okay. This is Bedford Borough Council in the United Kingdom. Okay. So Bedford Borough Council posted something on Yinka's favorite social media, wishing Bedford Borough a happy Lent, the period of 40 days when many Christians may choose to give up certain luxuries and make space to reflect, pray, and read the Bible to prepare for the celebrations of Easter. Right? Why did they do that? I told you the story already, so let me tell everyone else the story. I feel like I'm kind of mixing up the story a little bit. So let me tell you what's happening. This genius had attacked the council and said, you talked about Ramadan, but you didn't talk about Lent. Right? So I'm not going to name her name. But it's a woman, and you'll see it on the post when we put it up. She said, funny you put Ramadan and Eid up first. It's a Christian country first and foremost. This is in the quote-unquote United Kingdom. So whatever teenager is running the social media for this council...
Surely a Gen Zer. You will... surely a Gen Zer.
Whoever this teenage girl or boy is deserves a triple raise. This is what he or she said. Name that I shall not name. Ramadan began on February 17. That is why we put our Ramadan message on social media yesterday. Lent began today, which is why our Lent message went on social media one day later. The date of Lent is determined by the church calendar, rooted in the decisions of the Council of Nicaea. I think that's how you say it. Nicaea. Nicaea, thank you. Yes. You know, I'm not a religious scholar. Which is 325 AD. The official start of Ramadan traditionally depends on the sighting of the new crescent moon. Bedford Borough Council holds no authority over the Council of Nicaea and was not responsible for the creation of the moon 4.53 billion years ago. I'm like, you know, I want to find like 50,000 mics and drop them at the same time. Care to respond?
let me plead the fifth on this one for obvious reasons. Let me plead the fifth on this one. For obvious reasons. My gosh. Just thank God it's Ramadan and we are advised to be calm and the rest of it. And this is what you will get for the whole episode. You will not get the same gunslinging YY that I would, you know.
Trust me, I have all your guns right here. I have enough guns for two people. I'm fired up and ready to go.
I'll just be advising people. Bruh, that's all I'll be doing today.
Bro, I'm fired up. I'm fired up and ready to go. Okay, I'm not even going to let you breathe. I'm going straight into the first topic.
You have my permission.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Two clubs I care absolutely nothing about were playing each other in the Champions League on, I believe it was Tuesday. It was the first day of Champions League. Now, for those who don't follow these things closely, you know, like we said, number 9 to whatever number were playing each other for the right to face number 1 through 8. So it would have been 9 to 15 or whatever. Whatever it is, 24. Doesn't matter. They'll knock each other out and then they'll move on to the next round. So Benfica, if you remember, played Real Madrid in the random group stages. And their goalkeeper scored a goal that took Benfica into the next round and knocked Real Madrid out of the automatic qualification.
More or less made this game happen.
Made this game happen,
yeah.
And then UEFA computers randomly put them together, right?
Yep.
I'm sure that wasn't planned at all, right? Wink, wink. Vini Jr., who we talked about just 2 weeks ago. You know, I was talking about how he wasn't scoring. When he doesn't score, he doesn't do much else. But Vini Jr., whom we both like, let me just say that, right? I like him a little more than Yinka does, but we both like him.
No, his antics off the pitch is what I don't like. On the pitch, he's a fantastic player. I
understand. Yeah. But he's a man who plays with joy. Joie de vivre, if you will.
He plays with everything. Right? He plays with everything. Joy. Yeah.
Okay. He scored what can only be described as an amazing goal.
Absolutely.
It was, as they like to say, Yinka, against the run of play. He came out of almost nothing. It's the kind of goal we're used to Kylian Mbappe scoring pretty often in the last few seasons. It's the kind of goal Vinny used to score, you know?
Yes.
But not so much in the last 2 years.
Yep.
He scored an amazing goal.
Yep.
He ran to the corner flag. And he danced what can only be described as a Roger Milla 1990 World Cup ish, you know,
Roger Milla,
funkified for
Exactly.
2026 and for
Absolutely.
mid-20s global superstar Vinny.
Yeah.
The Benfica fans started giving it to him, started yelling at him, started booing him. He comes back, his teammates mob him, right? Some Benfica players were approaching him, which I thought was interesting. Why are you approaching me? I just scored against you. Go and figure out why you conceded a goal. And next thing I know, otherwise experienced, otherwise decent referee gives him a yellow card. He didn't take his shirt off. He didn't lift his shirt off. You know, he didn't moon anybody. Remember the Green Bay Packers from a long time ago that got mooned by, who was it, a wide receiver? He didn't do any of that. He didn't do anything indecent, but he got a yellow card. So, and I'm going to give a lot of judgment as I go, Yinka. I am not unbiased on this at all. So let me tell you, I support Vinny 1,000%. So let me just be very, very clear.
Okay.
Where my loyalties lie. So that was wrong. Referee, whoever you are. I'm not naming people's names on this episode. Yinka, I'm over it. So I'm not even going to be bothered to look at their names. And the one I'm about to say now, I know his name. I will be like Mbappe and I will not say his name.
Okay.
So a tiny little kid on the Benfica team who is Argentinian, that matters. Why always Argentina? Why always Argentina, Yinka? Approaches Vinny and does this. Covers his mouth. Right? Yinka, can you see my lips moving right now?
No, I can't.
Can you hear every word I'm saying though?
Yes, I can.
Okay. All right. And according to according to Vini Jr, called him a monkey. Mono.
Yes.
Which is the Spanish. And Kylian Mbappe confirmed that he called Vini a monkey 5 times.
Okay.
Okay? There's a lot that happened in this game. Vinny goes to the referee. This is a man who just scored an amazing goal. In the euphoria of scoring that goal, he darts over to the referee and complains. Not about his yellow card, Yinka, which is the only thing that should incense him. But he complains about something that this kid from Argentina, why always Argentina, I ask again.
Yeah.
Said. The referee does this, initiates the protocol for racist abuse.
Yep.
They claim the boom mics did not pick it up. Obviously, the lip readers cannot read lips when you do this.
Yep.
Right? I've never seen a footballer. I've seen footballers talk to each other like this, like buddies when they're leaving the field. I don't want you to know when they're planning where they're going to hang out after the game. And they do this. I've never seen a footballer do this before. I've been watching this game for 41 years. If anyone has seen it, please send us videos. I've never seen a footballer do this before while talking to each other. I've never seen a man do this while talking to another man. Okay? So they said there was nothing they could do. Vinny walks off and sits in the dugout. All of this happened for 8 to 10 minutes. Mourinho is yapping. Vinny eventually comes back on. The game continues. Real Madrid win by one Vinny goal, one Vinny Waldy. And then people's character became revealed. So this is where I want to spend. You think that was a lot of time? This is where I'm going to spend all the time, Yinka, since I'm speaking for 2 people on this episode. Mourinho, whom I've never liked. Let me tell you, Yinka, if you know anything about me, you know I don't like bullies. right? If people ask me why I became a lawyer, I think I have an extremely keen sense of injustice. Okay? When people are unfair, nothing irks me more. When I knew Mourinho was rhymes with, I'm not going to say it, not a good person, was when he went after, by all indication, the best human being that ever coached a football game in this world, Claudio Ranieri. By all indication. When that man never said anything about Mourinho, that man was fired, created a job for you. You went in, and by the grace of God, you did really well. Good for you. You know, and the millions of your owner. You trashed this man for no good reason. That's when I knew he was not a good person. He went after Arsene Wenger, who never said a bad word about him. I never stopped going after Arsene Wenger. The only coach in the world who does not like Arsene Wenger. One guy. The only person who ever had a problem with Claudio Ranieri. The only human being, maybe outside of his personal relationships, which we don't know about, but no one's ever said a bad word about Claudio Ranieri. I can say the best person that we know of that ever coached a football game. This dude had a problem with, so I've never liked him. I don't think he's a good person. I don't care. Right? Broke my heart when Cesc Fabregas went and played for Chelsea. Just because they were associated with this guy. This man comes out. He got a yellow card, by the way, during the game. I don't think it was Vinny related. I think it was for other shenanigans. He
got a red card eventually.
Red card, sorry, he got two yellows. Yeah. But I don't think either of them were necessarily for Vinny. Well, I guess was my point. This man says, I believe my player, Argentinian, who I refuse to name. I believe him. And then says Vinny provoked the crowd with his celebration. That's one. Foul number one. Foul number two was the greatest player in the history of Benfica was Eusebio.
Yeah.
The connection being that because Eusebio was a black African player from Mozambique,
Benfica can be racist.
Then, and he was the best player in the history, and there's a statue of him in front of the stadium, then Benfica cannot be racist. And I'm like, for such a smart man, according to people who like him, that is the dumbest thing I ever heard.
Yeah.
So you're telling me this kid who is 20 years old, does he know Eusebio? What does one have to do with the other? You know, it was the 2026 version of I have a black friend. My best friend's cousin's mama's boyfriend is black, so I cannot be racist. Dumbest thing. You got pissed me off. That's on the terrible side. On the great side, the people who really, really, really elevated themselves in my eyes. Kylian Mbappe. Take a bow, young man. That was amazing. One, Yinka, you know how I feel about polyglots. You know, I'm jealous. You know, I tried to take French when we were in school. You know, I took it somewhat successfully. I can't speak it. You know, I can read still with some difficulty. You know, but I took it for 6 years in school, right? And you know, my one of my kids is in Spanish immersion, and the other one is also pretty fluent. But Kylian Mbappe, man, take a bow, young man. This man is intelligent in at least 3 languages. I'm like, come on, dog. You know, is native French, is English, and his Spanish. The funny thing is, so I'm watching on CBS. You know, Kate Scott is translating in real time. And I'm checking the comments. And everybody was like, wow, his Spanish is so good, meaning Mbappe's Spanish. And then Kate is doing such a great job of the translation in real time. And I'm like, you know what? Both of you take a bow.
Both of you take a bow.
What is this? This is crazy. I'm
Kate
like,
is a crazy polyglot, by the way.
It's crazy, bro.
She's amazing.
Portuguese, French, German, English,
Spanish,
everything.
English.
Like, come on. But I was so proud of Mbappe. You know, if anyone hasn't seen it, again, we're going on and on because this is important to us. So I apologize. This is going to be long. I was so proud of him, right? You know, in an age where most of these guys are robots. They say the same canned responses to everything. It was thoughtful. It was fiery. It was defiant. And it was all so intelligent. Okay. Next person, the king, Thierry Henry. We already know is the smartest player to ever live. Argue with your computers. I don't care. So I wasn't shocked at what he said. You know, again, covered himself in so much glory. But he's the king. What did I expect? But Inca, the coup de grace, right? The top of all of them all was Vincent Kompany, right? So a couple of days after this happened, he's in a Bayern Munich press conference ahead of their weekend game. And they asked him a question about it. He didn't bring it up. They asked him a question and he said, I'm going to say this in English. You know, another polyglot, you know, German, French, Flemish,
Belgian,
English, you know. So he said, Yinka, he went on for 12 minutes. I encourage everybody to listen to it. It was brilliant. He said, were you there with Eusebio in the 60s? Do you know what it was like for him as a black man making his way through life in Europe in the 60s? It's like his own father, Kompany's father, was making his way through Europe in the 60s.
Yeah,
he knows how bad it is. What I love was it was unequivocal on Mourinho. He said, Jose made a mistake. Jose was wrong.
Yep.
You know, like I was telling you, he did the criticism sandwich. He said that, and then he came back at the end and said, hey, people who have played for Jose like him. So I'm sure he's a good person. You know, but on this one, he said the wrong thing. It was wrong.
Yeah. Yep.
So I haven't told you how I feel about all this. I've just reported what other people have said. I'm tired, Yinka. I'm tired. Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, Kate Scott not only reported it, she gave her own take on it. And it was brilliant as well. It was extremely brilliant as well. You know, but I'm tired of us having to give brilliant retorts when people like this kid do what they did. You know, your boy, Mark Clattenburg, was on Amazon Prime, the Amazon Prime coverage for the UK. And he blamed Vinny. Now he's having to apologize. He blamed Vinny for not helping himself with his celebration. I've never heard this before. I didn't know that you couldn't celebrate. You know, Paqueta dances all the time whenever he scores in West Ham. Meanwhile, the next time Vinny went to take a corner kick, they threw a bottle at him. The bottle hit him on the shoulder.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to stop here. I have a lot more to say, but I'm going to stop just in case you want to say anything.
So I'm going to take you're taking it straight to hell. I'm not going to go that deep. I agree with probably 90% of what you said.
Make it 99, and then we'll call
just
it
a few. No. Just a few things to correct. Yeah, the yellow card to Vini Jr. was not for the dancing.
What was it for?
It wasn't. So I watched I didn't watch the game, but I watched every single thing that happened. He danced, nothing happened. Rudiger actually came and said, guys, you know, he got everyone. The ref didn't give him a yellow card then, right? When they were walking back to the line, you could see the ref looking at him. He started motioning to the crowd and was like taunting them. That was when the ref gave him a yellow card. In my opinion, that yellow card was well deserved. It was not for the dancing at the beginning. It was at that point that he was walking towards the center line to start kick off again.
Mm-hmm.
That was when the taunting happened. And the ref saw it, and the ref immediately went to him and gave him a yellow card. This was when the ref had initially warned them at the corner flag to say, guys, take it easy.
Mm-hmm.
Even Rudiger, your player, did the same. But that is the only thing that I would say Vinny probably did wrong in this whole thing. Every other thing, I agree with you, right?
What about the context? What were they doing to him before?
No. Hold on.
He did to them.
Let me know.
Go on.
He was duly yellow carded, and I shared. There's an account on Instagram called Referee's Channel. There's a guy that reviews. I've shared the link with you. Go listen to it.
Okay.
You'll understand the whole prologue and how. So everything Vinny did, that yellow card is fine. I don't have a problem with it. You give him a yellow card. That the issue here is that young kid called Prestiani. I'll call his name. I'm not going to be like you. I'll mention his name. The issue here is he had no business getting involved. Funny enough, Akin, I didn't know this guy existed. This is the first time I'm hearing Prestiani in my life. And which is why I said on this episode, I'm going to be like the, fatherly kind of person. I will advise people. So I'll start with Prestiani. Young man, there are different ways for you to be famous. If this is the first time I'm hearing of you and this is the first thing I associate with you, then we have a big problem. Immediately after the game, people now started posting videos of things that he had been involved with prior to that game that were borderline questionable in terms of punching players in the under-17 or under-18 World Cup, in terms of doing all sorts. So they brought evidence to suggest that you have the tendency to do this stuff. Now, see, it's Ramadan and I'm a Muslim, right? I like giving people benefit of doubt. You said what you said. God knows what you said. Vinny heard what he heard. God knows what he heard. I am not going to say, oh, you did it, you didn't. I don't know. I don't want anybody's whatever on my neck, right? He covered his mouth. Yes, I agree with you. People typically don't cover their mouth. If they are saying something good, it's only when you're saying something nonsensical that you cover your mouth. But I don't know what you said. And nobody does. Right? So, young man, this is not something that you want to be known for. In a young Argentine player, young player starting your career, this is now a stigma on you for the rest of your life. That's what it is. That's not the way you want to live your life. That's one. Vinny, I have no problems with Vinny. He did the right thing. He heard what he heard. He went to the ref. He did what he was supposed to do. I've been critical of Vinny before in the past. Yeah,
you have been.
The dancing, I don't have a problem with the dancing. Everybody does that. But the taunting, don't do that next time. The ref rightly gave him a yellow card. I don't have a problem with that, right? That does not give Prestiani the audacity, right, to go approach him. You had no business going to him. None whatsoever. None. And frankly, I thought the ref should have broke Prestiani too, even before
for getting involved.
For getting involved, even before the mouth covering and whatever. That shouldn't have happened. That's number 2. So I've advised Prestiani, Vinny, continue to be Vinny, right? Yeah, I know your antics at times and the hatred or the whatever that you've generated from your position. Yeah, it's part of, people are looking at you and saying, is it not you that you dive, you are deceitful, you cry wolf? Guy, I don't know what you heard. You heard what you heard.
Mbappe heard it.
Mbappe said he heard it 5 times. Mbappe, you heard what you heard. I'm not going to cast aspersions over your asparagus, as your guy in the US
yeah.
jokingly said. So I'm not going to do that. All y'all heard what y'all heard, right? No problem. Now, I'll now go to the people in position of authority. The ref was spot on. This is why I say I disagree with you. In my opinion, the ref did the right thing. He didn't doubt Vinny. Vinny said it. He initiated the protocol and he did what he was instructed to do. The yellow card too. That's why I went to that guy's channel, the ref, and I listened. And the guy said, yes, he was rightly booked. And the logical whatever, it made sense to me. It made sense to me. Now to Mr. Mourinho, right? If I were to be you, this is what I would have said. I don't have a problem with you defending your player. I will have said, hear me out, that I know Prestiani is a good kid, right? But he said he must have said something, and if the investigation comes out, right, and he was adjudged to have racially, the necessary punishment and the necessary whatever would have been, meted out. But for now, let's wait for the investigation. I know him; he's a good kid. Da 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 da. I don't have a problem with the coach saying that, but don't defend him. Just sit on the fence and say, guy, I don't know what happened, right? And you going to Vinny to say, oh, Vinny, that is nonsense. You didn't need to say that. You didn't need to say that. To not even make it worse, you now went ahead and you said Benfica can be a racist club because they have Eusebio. It's like saying Argentine cannot be racist because Veron played for them. What are we talking about here? It's ridiculous. You didn't have any justification to say what you said. This is the same Benfica that we have videos of kids doing this monkey chant in that same stadium. You cannot police 60,000 people. I cannot sit here and tell you that Arsenal fans are not racist. There are some Arsenal fans that are racist.
Yeah, they are.
So why on earth would you come out and say Benfica is not a racist? That is a new low for Mourinho. I'm telling you, it's a new low for him. That is not what you should have said. You had no business saying that whatsoever. So that is the whole situation around this stuff. Now, from a larger perspective, Aki, we've discussed this in the past.
Yeah,
and you corrected me and you're like, you can't blame people for how they react to stuff, right? And I acknowledge that, right? But I have been racially abused before. I've been racially profiled before, yeah? And I look at these things and I think at times, I would sincerely wish that we as a race, we can rise above these things at times. There are bigger issues in sports, right, than somebody calling you a monkey at times. I'm sorry. Now, I've told you this thing before. And you said, Inka, people feel, you don't know people's experiences, you don't know how they feel. And I appreciate that. This is my perspective, right? I'm not blaming anybody for feeling a kind of way. But when you look at the whole horizon, the whole landscape in sports, right? Racial abuse verbally, for me, somewhere down there, there are bigger issues. Positions of authority, ownership. Yeah, ownership. Yeah. The top 5 league has like 40 to 50% black players. How many black coaches do we have? How many black ownerships do we have? How many black owners do we have? How many black referees do we have? These are the people that can influence stuff. These are the people that can make that change happen. Yeah? But you've rightly corrected me and I stay corrected. I agree with you. If it's me that it happened to, I will not flip that way. But that doesn't mean any other person that flips, that doesn't mean that they're wrong. But I'm just saying, right, it's becoming, and at times when they know that this thing hurts you, they'll continue to do it. Which is why when Dani Alves picked up the banana and ate it, I was like, well done. When Nwabali, who you don't like, when he picked up the banana and he ate it, I was like, well done. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
Because sometimes these people say this thing because they know it gets to you. They know it gets to you. So once again, I'm not blaming anybody for feeling a kind of way, right? I don't know the experiences, like you rightly corrected me. And I don't, yeah? But this whole situation is just horrible. Fofana yesterday, Tolu Arokodare today. Fofana got sent off. Arokodare he missed the penalty. They were racially abused on their social media platform. You know what Fofana did? He just kept on sharing all the people that messaged him. He was just sharing the things on Instagram. Just saying, see this. Both of them, their clubs had to come out and say stuff, right? That's what I need us to do. Report these people. But when you come out, put your best out there. That's what I want. So I'm happy Vinny continued and he played the game. And I'm hoping Benfica go to Madrid and Vinny finish them with a hat-trick. That's what I want. And I want him to go to the corner flag, wherever the Benfica fans are, go there again and go and dance and do all the whatever you want to do. That's what I want you to do. That's what I want you to do. But the person that came out the worst in all of this, Aki, you're absolutely spot on. It's Mourinho.
Yeah. 63 years old, Yinka.
63
years old.
man.
63 years old.
If it's me, Akin, if it's you, just say, I don't have a problem with you defending your player. I've said this before. That's your job. So you say, I know Prestiani is a good kid. I don't expect him to do something like this. However, let the investigation go through. If indeed it comes out that he did, we will then do the needful. That's what you should say.
And no word for Vinny. No word for
and
Vinny.
No word
Who
for
you
Vinny.
talk
Don't
to?
say anything.
Who you talk to? No, I'm saying he talked to Vinny.
Yeah, he did.
So
he put his hand around him and stuff. He did, Anyway, so that's my 2 kobo on this.
All right. So if I may.
Yes,
so
sir.
One, when you come up for air, I know you're really busy right now. I really recommend the 12-minute expose from Vincent. Kompany. It was unbelievable. Because he addressed everything you talked about. I think, literally everything. He's like, look, I'm not in the current world we live in. I'm not on one side or the other. He said that very clearly. It's like he's tired of picking sides and this, that, and the other. But he was like, Eusebio had to be 10 times as good. So again, and then he started
20 times as good.
in the 60s. So he started getting into and I like that you brought up ownership, coaching, and the festering of things like this, environments like this, is why those decision makers can deny, qualified black candidates jobs. So it all matters, right? And then one word on Vinny before we move on. The Arokodare, for example, plays in England, right? In 2026. In the 80s, this would have happened in England, maybe even the 90s with John Barnes, and nothing would have come out of it. Nothing. People were getting routinely racially abused in England with no consequences. Very well into the 90s. Now you can go to jail, you can be banned for life, all of that. The problem, Yinka, is there is no consequence in let's just call it the Iberian Peninsula. In Portugal and in Spain and their cousins in Italy.
Yeah.
There's no, so that's the problem, Yinka. So in England, you will be banned for life, right? And you will go to jail because in England, they can actually put you in jail for what you say. In the US, you cannot be put in jail for the most part for what you say. But in parts of Europe, you can be, right? So they have done something to address it. But in Portugal, Spain, England, they have not. Again, another thing Vincent Kompany talked about is like he's happy that, Vinny is able to express himself and to speak out on these things. But there are black players in Bulgaria. There are black players in Hungary who cannot say anything. That was just an intelligent, thoughtful, as opposed to a 63-year-old Agbaya. That was talking nonsense. So it's almost like we all, he's saying, I have a voice. He's talking about being racially abused in Belgium, by the people he plays on their national team, right? And he has a voice. He has pedigree. So he was like, now, how much more? Now imagine black players in Eastern Europe who don't have a voice, who nobody knows. Imagine what they go through, So, Inka, I think we should wrap and move on. But
it's a sad situation. I'm really interested in the outcome because I think I saw something earlier on. I'm not sure how true it is that the young Argentine guy came out and said it was a homophobic slur that he used instead of a racial slur.
Not the M word.
I'm like, okay. You think that puts you in lesser light? You're still gonna get banned, by the way. Yeah. You're gonna get banned. You're gonna get banned.
Yinka, I there's what I wish would happen, but there's what I know would happen. Right?
Yeah.
So what I know would happen is slap on the wrist for the club for failure to control a section of the crowd, I don't think it will get to like an actual. You got to play 2 games, without fans. I don't think so. I will be shocked if it did, but I don't think so. I think slap on the wrist. The kid, maybe a couple games in Europe, he'll be able to play domestically. He'll probably be able to play.
If that information is true and he came up and he owned up to the fact that he used a homophobic slur, he's gonna be banned.
Okay, I hope you're right.
He will be banned. He will be banned. Right. He might even be fined. Both. This is too high profile to sweep under the carpet. This is the first time somebody is more or less acknowledging that I said something. And it's because the heat is so much, right? But at the end of the day, you want to throw the young man under the carpet completely. To some extent, Suarez had a career after biting somebody in the back and calling Evra the N-word. Right? So he probably learned from his lessons and he came out of it. Yeah. This boy has a lot to prove. And I pray he does. I'm also down the middle kind of, right? You're stupid, you're young. Wesley Fofana's case, I'm going to it again. Chelsea came out and issued a statement. You made an Argentine player that openly was racially abusing people on the bus. You made him your effing captain.
Thank you.
You've lost every right, to defend anything. You've lost it.
Yinka, I think some of us value decency more than others do. I don't care how many trophies you win for me. I'm choosing Claudio Ranieri 1,000 times out of 1,000 over Jose Mourinho. Like, if Jose ever coached my club, it would no longer be my club. Yes, I'm that crazy.
But you see my point now.
Yeah.
Because the hierarchy in Chelsea, they're filled with white people, right? Yeah. You won't have a black owner or a black person that will look at that situation and think, the only way to reward this guy is to make him a captain. It's not going to happen. Enzo has no business being the captain of Chelsea after what he did.
Yeah, no. And you didn't have to do it, Yinka. You can forgive him. You can rehabilitate him. You don't need to promote him. You don't need to promote him.
That's
you don't need to promote him.
You don't need to promote him.
But I love what you said.
You're coming out issuing a statement saying
anyone.
It's just see. This is what anger. This is what really, really ticks me off. This is where I look at this and I'm like, you're just pissing around.
Yeah,
right? It's like they're looking at us and they're like, continue to fight about people calling you monkey. It's fine. That's how it seems to me.
Now
we don't have the power. It's sad.
Kompany said the same thing you said about the kid. And again, that there has to be room for redemption. I respect it. Fine, maybe. I think his father should have taught him from the house. I would teach my own kids before they leave my house, what to do or what not to do. This is a shame. This is a shame on whatever father figure. I mean, no disrespect to women, but I'm talking about fathers now. I've never been a mother. Yeah. So I don't know what you're supposed to do as a mother. I know what I'm supposed to do as a father. Okay.
Yeah.
As Chris Rock would say, they don't grade fathers. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to paraphrase for the sake of this conversation. But if your child comes out calling someone else a monkey, you've effed up as a father.
Yeah.
So that's where I stand. Yeah. But I respect you. I respect the Kompany. You want to redeem this young Argentinian guy. I would rather redeem somebody else, but that's just me. Yinka, we need to move on.
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay. The one where we talk.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I don't think we need to review the Champions League again after going for 45 minutes.
No, we can. We can just make it very. We can just make it very.
You can just open the page and just tell us who played what.
We're not going to talk about Benfica, Real Madrid anymore, right? But there are some games that are noteworthy, right? Galatasaray Juve was an interesting 5-2.
5-2.
Yep, that was an interesting one. I didn't see the game. I saw the highlights.
I saw the highlights.
The first thing that shocked me was Koop Miners, who has not played in a while, scored 2 beautiful goals from midfield. Gala kind of bullied Juve. Yeah,
they did.
And And Juve are having it tough right now. It's tough for them in the Serie A. It's tough for them in the UCL. I don't think they can turn it around in Turin. Yeah,
I don't think so, Yuka.
I don't think so too. I don't think so too. So what we'll do for this is we'll do the review and the preview together, so we don't need to go back when we get to the.
Yeah. Can I say something real quick about Osimhen? I was really impressed with how in control it was in the box, and it wasn't necessarily making an assist or scoring. It was just facilitating in other ways, if that makes sense. He almost it was like he touched the ball on almost all the goals. So I thought that was really interesting. But please go on.
Yeah. And he didn't play over the weekend, and they lost.
Oh wow!
And their fans are like, we need this guy. His energy, his everything for us to be useful. This team is nothing without him. Icardi started ahead of him in the game over the weekend.
I used to love that kid back in the day. I used to be a big fan. Yeah, Icardi.
He's a lazy baller.
He's a lazy baller. Yeah, that's true.
He is very lazy. The other surprising scoreline was Bodo Glimt Inter Milan. Those Norwegians, right? I'm sorry. You know Bolivia, when they play in high altitude, just like in Denver, when people come to Denver, and they're like, I think that's what's going on with Bodo Glimt. The weather, once the people that don't play there, when they get there, it's like they freeze.
But they've also won on the road.
Figuratively.
They've also won on the road.
That was going to be my next point. Right?
Yeah.
That kind of amplifies the fact that they sneakily have some very good players. Yeah, right? Do. And they are well coached. And this is the kind of team that you now look at. For example, that their number 10, I've forgotten his name. If Real Madrid now picks him up and say, we've had a star player, the guy will enter Real Madrid and just become a Yaya Sanogo. And become a Yaya Sanogo. So they're well coached. They have some decent players. And that environment is it's a small stadium. There is still ice by the side of the road. It's crazy. Almost everybody that has gone there has either dropped points, 3 points, or just lost. So Inter have it all to do. They have it all to do. Those guys
down 1-3, right? They're down 1-3.
1-3. They're down 1-3, right? So I guess those are the two games that I really wanted to highlight. Newcastle finished carrier bag, or what do they call themselves?
Yeah, carrier bag.
Olympiacos lost at home Leverkusen. Atletico Madrid drew 3-3 with Bruges. While we're on Atletico Madrid, Ademola Lookman is having the start of his Atletico career.
When they play him, he's having.
Yeah. But you know why they rested him the other day? He's supposed to be for this kind of games. So he's in the La Liga. He scored again yesterday. So I think that's like 6 or 7 goal contributions in
that's amazing.
3-4 games or so.
Yeah, I was gonna say 4. No more than that.
Yeah. But anyway, the second leg is this week. We'll keep you guys posted. Okay.
All right.
Good.
So, Yinka, we have to make time for our top 5 league review.
Yes, sir.
So let's just go like we usually do. We'll do League On first, and then we'll do the Bundesliga. We'll do Serie A, and then La Liga, and then we'll finish with the EPL.
Yeah. So Lens, they've relinquished the top spot in Ligue 1 to PSG. PSG won. Lens lost at home to Monaco. Guess who scored the winner for Monaco? Ansu Fati. Ansu Fati, he scored a lovely goal. It was actually a chip. I saw the highlights of that one too. But yeah, so PSG now back on top. Lens second on 52. So I think PSG will power home from here. I hope.
I feel like you've said that about 4 or 5 times already.
Yeah.
And they keep coming back to the middle. They keep coming back.
They keep coming back to the middle. Yeah, they didn't coming back to the middle. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. So that's the info. That's the news from Ligue 1.
What's happening with the new manager at Marseille, and how is that affecting Ethan Nwaneri?
So two starts for the coach, or 2 sessions or 2 matches that he's managed. Ethan has only played probably 35 minutes out of the 2 games. He didn't play at all in the first one. Second one, he came on in the second half. Marseille lost the first game. They drew the second one. It's not looking good for him, Aki, as an Ethan.
He's young.
But that's what I'm saying. He will learn from this. He'll realize, sometimes talent alone does not matter, right? The right environment also matters, and the grass is not always green on the other side, But good luck to him. 6 months is back at us now. I don't think
absolutely.
anything.
He's an absolute superstar though in the making. So absolutely, he just needs to keep getting stronger and better and whatever. So I'm excited for him.
He is good.
All right, Bundesliga.
Yes, sir. Can we just skip regular business?
Okay.
Bayern won, Dortmund drew. All good.
So what is he now? 8 points now?
8 points. Yeah.
Okay. 8 points.
It's 8 points now. 8 points now.
Wow. Okay.
Bayern are just chilling, waiting for Champions League. That's what they're doing at this point. If I'm Kompany, I'm not even playing Kane anymore in the league. I'm serious. I'll wrap it up in cellophane. I know, but right now, wrap him up in cellophane. Wrap Luis Diaz up. Wrap Olise up. And just keep them for Champions League. Let all the other small boys be playing the Bundesliga. Anyway,
speaking of injuries, their number 10. What's the name? The kid that got injured after Musiala. Is he back? Is he coming back?
Yes, but I'm not too sure if he's back in the. I can check. Okay. But I think his injury is coming back. I don't think he's out for too long anymore.
That was just a terrible injury. But anyway, hopefully he comes back stronger. It was bad. It was bad. Okay. So let us go to Serie A in Italy.
Musiala is back, actually. He played the game.
Back. Okay.
I knew he was close to whatever.
Good.
He's back. He played the game. He played a couple of minutes, then he was substituted.
Okay. I'm glad. All right. Serie A.
Yeah, Serie A is the unfortunate one right now. Milan lost at home to Parma today. Yeah. The game was on while I was prepping. I don't know. This evening I saw bits and bobs of the game. Parma came, packed the bus. Milan couldn't break them down, and they go on the counter and go score the winner in the 80th minute or so. So bad for Milan. They're now 10 points behind Inter. Inter won, by the way. Inter won away to Lecce 2-0. And Napoli further down. Napoli are now 14 points behind Inter. Yeah. So at this point, this is after 26 games. And in total, we're expecting 38 games. So there are 12 games left, 10 points ahead. I don't see Inter dropping anything here. Yeah. I don't see Inter dropping anything. Como, surprisingly, Como beat Juve at home. So Juventus are just now 1 point ahead of Como. So Como is really pushing for Champions League football. Side note, something happened between Allegri and Cesc Fabregas. Cesc Fabregas, his youthful enthusiasm got the better of him and he got involved in the play. While the play was ongoing, he pulled the player. Was it? I can't remember. Wasn't it Juve? I can't remember who they played. It was one of the midweek games also. But he eventually came out and he apologized. But Allegri was not happy with him at all. Allegri, you're a kid, inexperienced, you don't know anything. He was really, really, pissed off with Cesc. Yeah.
Wow.
But don't look now. Cesc, if the only reason why I believe Cesc might still remain Como next year is because he's a shareholder, right?
Understood. Yeah, he's not gonna fire himself.
Unless Thierry Henry fire him and the rest of it, because Como is jointly owned by himself, a group of investors, himself and Thierry Henry. Yeah, so he's quite passionate about the Como project. Yeah, I think Chelsea are eyeing him. I think so.
It would be good for them. It would be heartbreaking for me, but it would be. I actually think is severely underrated. I think in this day and age, we think everyone needs to burn for 15 to 18 years, but sometimes you only burn for 8 to 10. But when he burned, it was as bright as anyone.
Yeah,
it was as bright as anyone.
Aki, it will be good for them, but it'll be bad for him, right? If he deems him, if you ask him, you would think he's an Arsenal person through and through.
He is
right now. He will tell you he says Arsene Wenger is like a father to me. A shareholder at Como. What the hell are you going to do at Chelsea?
Yeah.
If you look at all the whatever, right? What the hell are you going to do at Chelsea?
But there's only 20.
You're just gonna anger.
Teams.
You're gonna anger the same fans, the Arsenal fans that you claim. Oh, I love them. I da 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 da. You're not gonna go to Chelsea.
They might go to City.
Okay, let's
probably too inexperienced, but it might go to City.
Fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes.
Or Arteta goes to City and he comes to Arsenal. You never know. It's possible. Anything's possible. I know. Your heart just skipped the beat.
No, not really. That sounds.
You don't want that. I don't want that.
That sounds more plausible than him going to Chelsea. Frankly.
No, I hear you.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's the Syria.
Okay. La Liga.
Yeah. So, like someone jokingly said I can't remember where I saw it, that Real Madrid are bottling the league that everybody thought Barcelona had bottled before Real Madrid bottled it initially, because everybody wants to be in bottling company at this point. Everybody's bottler. I don't get it. So it's like everybody's just bottling the league in La Liga. Nobody wants to, lay claim to, and just, stay clear of the rest of the pack. Barcelona won convincingly, by the way. But Real Madrid, after all the emotional, turmoil that happened in Benfica, they came home. They were away to Osasuna, and Osasuna beat them. Yeah, Vinny scored again, very good goal. But that Osasuna winner, oh my god, I don't know who the defender is. I'm sure the guy is still sliding. I'm sure he's still sliding till now. That striker caught him. The guy just went. He still by.
That's too
still sliding till now.
Oh my gosh.
What's his name? Trent's defensive woes were on display again, because he was just escorting that guy. He didn't put in a tackle. He was waiting for other people to put in the tackle. He escorted that guy from like his half of, from Madrid's half, escorted him into the box until the guy curved the ball into the net. Anyway, so in Barcelona right now, Barcelona are back on top with a point. Real Madrid, Barcelona 61, Real Madrid 60. Yeah, so that's where we stand.
With 12 to go, right?
So they've played 25.
Okay, 13 to go.
They played 25, so with 13 to go. Yeah, with 13 to go.
Wow. That's the pace. The pace is pretty impressive, though. 61 is pretty good from 25.
Yeah.
From 25 matches. Trent was another person that I didn't name check, who also spoke really well after the Benfica debacle.
Yeah.
Should be proud of himself. So,
it should.
Credit where it's due.
Credit where it's due. And Rudiger also, by the way,
Rudiger is a very smart man.
I'm telling you,
he's a very smart man. He's just crazy.
Yeah.
He's a very smart man. Yeah. No, he's insane. But some people are natural leaders. There's some leaders that you want on your team. You don't want them on another team.
Yeah. He's one of them. He's one of them.
He's one of them. Yeah.
Good. So that's La Liga.
Right. Thank you, Inka. So let us go to the EPL.
Yes, sir.
There were midweek matches. And then there obviously were matches this weekend after missing out last weekend due to the FA Cup. So You want to just take them together, the midweek and this weekend?
There was only one game in midweek, by the way. It was the Wolves Arsenal game. Yeah,
that was on Thursday.
That was on Wednesday. That was
on Wednesday. Yeah. Game. Okay, you're right. Okay.
Yeah. So it was only midweek, and that was because of the Carabao Cup final and the rest. Yeah. So the game Arsenal drew. They were leading 2-0, and after that 2-0, they kind of just thought the game was over, and Wolves came to play, and they were quite unfortunate. It was a goal. I mean, it was a defensive lapse between what's his name, Raya and Gabriel,
and Big Gabby.
Yeah, and Calafiori ended up with their own goal at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. And I've not checked the stats, but I believe probably up to 40-50%, if not even more, of Arsenal's goals they've considered this season have been from defensive errors, not masterful offensive play by the opponent. It's been by defensive errors. And if you want to win stuff, these are things that you need to cut out of your game.
You need to clean it up.
We can. Zubimendi's had the 2 goals that Spurs scored against Arsenal this season. One was a Zubimendi error that
was Rice.
Richarlison then chipped. Then today it was Rice. United Zubimendi error. Sunderland second goal. Gabriel error. So you can see the errors here and there, and that's something that they need to tidy out. But I don't like saying it, but I will say I told you so. All you people that are saying Arsenal has won the league, they are going to coast. I told you.
Or that they're butlers and they've lost it. Because the same people have been saying both, which is crazy to me.
It's crazy. But I told you, I said, this thing is going to yo-yo. Arsenal will drop points. City will drop points. Only thing I wish and I pray for is that when Arsenal go to Etihad, I don't want that game to matter. Right? I would rather it doesn't. Because that game, it is going to be the whole world against Arsenal. It's going to be the whole world against Arsenal, right? Now, so that's what happened to Arsenal. This weekend, okay, you have something? Go ahead.
May I? Okay. So
go ahead.
So when I'm wrong, I want to say loud and clear that I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. When we came into this season,
yes,
I told you that the big clubs will not be the problem for Arsenal. And I wasn't breaking any news, right? The big clubs haven't really been a problem for Arsenal in like 3 seasons, right? And I expected the same thing. But I told you the club I was most worried about, you were laughing at me, was Spurs. I thought we've gone to their place and won 3 in a row, and I was worried that we'll lose once to Spurs.
Yes.
I needn't have worried. I needn't have worried. I've never been happier to be wrong. I think I've been mostly correct on the Arsenal won't struggle with the big clubs. We've struggled to score against the big clubs, just being honest.
Yeah.
Like, some people think we should have beaten Liverpool on both occasions or at least once. Some people think we should have beaten City at the Emirates. I don't know. These clubs are really good. All I know is they don't beat us. It took a worldie from Liverpool for that to happen.
Yeah.
But I was very worried because I thought Spurs would show up like a real derby rivals. I just thought you can't keep coming to my house and beating me up and and burning down my house every year. But apparently you can. So I just wanted to say I was wrong. I needn't have worried. I would do better next season. You'll
do better next time. So talking about that Spurs Arsenal game, one thing that struck me was the fact that this new coach that they brought in, it doesn't seem as if coaching is the problem with Spurs. It seems as if they just don't have players. I'm sorry. It's like they just don't have players. Yeah. Because I looked at that team today. Gray starting at right back. What's his name? Bissouma, that we both thought we liked until we realized he's a flash in the pan kind of player.
Was good at Brighton.
He was good at Brighton, and it was good for the first 20 minutes today. And subsequently, and it was puffing and huffing, and I'm like, dude, calm down. It's like they just don't have it. And if they're not careful, Aki, they might go down.
Yeah.
They might go down.
Yeah. Some might say they're more likely to go down than Arsenal are to win. Some might say, not me, but some might say
they might go down.
Because I think we're gonna win the whole thing.
So this is the first time in I don't know since when that Arsenal will win both not London derbies 4-1. Right?
Yeah.
4-1. And both goals that you all scored were actually gifts on the platter of gold by the Arsenal. It could have been 4-0. But I want to talk about the City Newcastle game a bit. Yeah.
Please, I watched that. And go for it.
Yeah, you did. There were some things that I saw, and I'm like, come on, guys, we can't be doing this. Yeah.
Okay.
The Newcastle player, I think it was Cherky kicked the ball after the ref blew, and the ref just said play on. Today, Crystal Palace Wolves, right? The Wolves player was sent off for doing exactly the same thing, second yellow card. And I thought I'm like, sorry, what's going on? That's one. Two, Bernardo Silva was on a yellow card. This is the second time Bernardo Silva is getting away with murder. Bernardo Silva jumped into Dan Burn with elbows this way. That's a stonewall yellow card. It will have been sent off. The ref, they didn't even. It was just a normal free kick. Nothing happened. Yeah. They've still not sanctioned Rodri for what he said. I'm waiting for when they intend to do that.
I told you they won't.
I'm waiting for when they will do that. That's not happening, right? And also, just as a side chat, Sunderland, the magic of Sunderland is beginning to wear off. And it's unfortunate that it's coincided with when Granit is injured, right?
Yeah.
And I know I say this, you might not agree with me. If you're doing the team of the season, if Granit Xhaka is not in your 11, they need to check whoever makes that team of the season without Granit Xhaka being in 11. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I think if he hadn't been injured, it would have made it.
But he's only been injured for a couple of games.
I know.
So
let's see.
This is what that tells you his impact. That
I agree.
When he was there, these guys were unbeatable.
Yeah.
He's off, and they're still playing well, but that leadership is not there anymore.
You know why? You know why it's going to be hard for him. Szoboszlai is a lock because he scored all those goals. You already know.
Szoboszlai is not a lock.
It's not what Yinka would do. It's what the voters would do.
Not a lock.
And Yinka has 40 years of experience in studying what the voters would do. You know the voters probably better than you know yourself. So I'm telling you, in the eyes of the voters, Rice is the king. Szoboszlai is the best thing since the coming of Rivaldo plus Juninho, all the Juninhos, not just one.
Yeah.
All of them together, and capped with, Paul Scholes. So those two are a lock. And you still need to put a number 10.
Okay. So I hear you. I'm just saying in my Premiership team of the season, as at today, my starting midfield, the number one person on my starting midfield is Granit Xhaka. I'm sorry.
I'm with you. I hear you.
He's been amazing.
Yeah.
Now, one person I want to talk about, and I know permit us guys. We've gone over by a bit. City. I'm going back to City. Phil Foden all of a sudden is a bench player.
I was hoping we'll talk about that. I have some thoughts.
Phil Foden all of a sudden is a bench player. Phil Foden, I'm saying it for the third time, just in case people don't understand or don't hear me. Phil Foden is a bench player at City. He's not had game time in a while. Imagine if that if you bring that
Don't
back
say
to
it.
Arsenal,
Don't say
and
it.
all of a sudden Saka is a bench player?
Don't say it.
I'm gonna say it
Oof.
because the discourse even till today is still around whether Saka is world class or not, and I'm like, leave this young man alone. There is a guy you're supposed to be talking about that nobody is saying jack about. Everybody's just giving him the pass. Phil Foden, 2 seasons off. Is it 2 or 3? 2 seasons off as PFA Player of the Year. He is now rotting on the bench at City. Ryan Cherky, Bob O'Reilly or whatever is his name.
No.
They are getting... I'm sorry, no disrespect to Bob O'Reilly. I'm just telling you, Bob, you're not...
Are you sure his first name is Bob?
Savior.
Are you sure his first name is Bob?
I don't even know.
I don't think his first name is Bob.
Why
but
are
he
you
had a
calling
great.
me out now, young man?
He was man of the match. He had a great
out?
game. He's also extremely tall, Yinka. I didn't realize how tall he was until I saw him.
It's not Bob. It's not Bob. I'm sorry.
What's his name? You're thinking Oscar Bob. Nico. You're thinking Oscar Bob.
O'Reilly.
You've melded two players into one.
But precisely my point. So all of a sudden, you're telling me that in a City lineup, I'm not going to let this slide because I actually thought of this very well.
Go for it.
Right? O'Reilly is playing ahead of Foden, Semenyo ahead of Foden, Silva ahead of Foden, Omar Mamouche ahead of Foden. These are all people that Foden can play in the position that they played.
That's fair.
In that game against Newcastle. Right? Foden came on in the 87th minute.
When the game was
87th minute. When the game was almost done.
Yeah.
So please, people, get Saka's name out of your mouths. Let's start talking about Foden. We need to ask questions about Phil Foden. Akiyovati.
So, Yinka, because I'm a man of good intention, I don't think we need to talk about Foden. I think they do need to stop talking about Saka. Look, I tend to try to view these players as humans. In 2026, I think about the mental part of the game a lot. A lot of these kids didn't come up the way we came up, Yinka. So I'm actually very sensitive to a lot of, the way they talk about these players, right? The Saka thing is very unfortunate. I think I'll just say it's racism. The end.
It is what it is.
And even when it comes from Black people, it's still racism. Black people can be servants or agents of white supremacy, because white supremacy is a system. You know what I mean? We sometimes we can all inadvertently support it, buy into it, and it rules, what we do on a day-to-day basis. So let me put it this way. So people who know us would say I'm biased, and that's fine. I've joked and called him my kid, my child. I love this kid. Love him, love everything about him. But it's not like I just woke up one day and chose like a useless player from the academy and say, I love him. You know what I mean? Like, he's earned this stuff. Two things happened. Well, one thing happened over 2 games. In the FA Cup match against Wigan, and then in the EPL against Wolves, he played the number 10, right? We talked about the Wigan one, and then he reprised the role again. And the chemistry that we saw between he and Nani was actually pretty impressive. And I know Nani, I'm sure Nani's a nice kid and is a good player. But there's only one person that made that thing happen, and that's Saka. So what I would advise the people who hate or who love to hate on him is don't listen to the banter. Just look at me as I'm speaking now and ask a coach who they stay up at night game planning for. That's how you know who's good. It doesn't matter who has a song or no.
Yeah.
When I'm prepping to play Arsenal, who am I
Yeah.
worried about?
Yeah.
When I'm prepping to play England, who am I worried about? That will tell you everything. This is a kid is incredibly strong. People don't realize how strong he is. You know, he gets kicked more than anyone. I mean, all the numbers are there. I'm not just making it up. So there's a lot of hate, and it is racism, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, like you know, it is what it is, right?
It is
but
what
the
it
kid
is.
the kid is unbelievable. Now, is he scoring and assisting the way we're used to? No, he's not. He's also coming from a
he had two assists
really
today,
bad
actually.
injury. Yeah, he did. But he's coming from a really, really, really bad injury, right? But playing anyway, right?
Yeah.
So you've seen how hard it is for Havertz to come back, for Odegaard to come back. It's not lost on me that he's the one who's come back. It's not lost on me, Inka. You know, they all got injured, you know, Jesus, but it's not lost on me that he's the one who is somewhat doing what he typically does, you know, maybe without the end product, but they're still putting 3 people on him, Yinka.
But so here's the thing, right? I'm not, I hope, I believe I'm not racist, yeah? And I am racist. But I personally don't believe Saka is world class, personally, right?
You said that.
And we've discussed this before. What then? It's the attention and the noise that is driving me crazy. And I'm like, this guy's been injured. He's come back. He's coming. Is doing his thing, right? There are people that warrant this focus a lot more than this guy. Why are you always going to this guy, right? And like I said, you and I had this argument before. World class. Once you define once you agree on what the definition of world class is, you will realize that most people would agree on their position. You will be on the same side on your position with Saka. It is because what I consider as my definition of world class is not what you consider as your definition of world class. But once you align that definition, everybody realizes, okay, yeah, he's a very, very good footballer, right? But is he top? And is he at his peak as of now? No, he's not there yet. He still has a lot of maturing and growing to do. Have we seen the best of Saka? I don't think we have.
I hope not.
I think he's still developing. I believe he's still developing. Yeah. So let them just ease off on the guy. It's the noise is too much. One last point on this week game, Zaki.
Yeah.
When Arsenal drew during the week, I'm not on social media anymore, right? No, for obvious reasons.
I know. I'm just messing with you.
But I can imagine the uproar that happened subsequently. And you know, I've told you before, if you don't bring your A game, anybody will give you problems. So to my chagrin and surprise, I noticed that Villa drew at home to Leeds. And Chelsea drew at home to Burnley.
Almost lost.
And all of a sudden, crickets everywhere. Nobody's saying anything. And I'm like, really? I thought, these guys, nobody's saying anything. Yeah. It's just unfortunate. Yeah. But the Villa Leeds game, the Leeds goal that I saw the highlights, that Leeds goal, contender for goal of the season. That guy whipped that free kick from like 40 yards, right? He saw Martinez off his line and he whipped it. Beautiful goal. Happy for Tammy Abraham. He came in and scored, I believe.
He came in and scored,
yeah.
He did.
But hey, it is what it is. Now, good segue to next week, Aki, which is Arsenal-Chelsea. Chelsea coming to the Emirates. So, what do you think is going to happen? Liam Rossini part 2.
You see?
You started.
That's what I think is going to. No, but Yinka, I say these things with my chest. Like, and I wish we had a midweek recording because, I was very upset, like everybody, when we let in 2 goals in the last 30 minutes. But I also know that these things happen, Yinka. Like, for me, I'm like, people don't want us to do well. That's okay. That's fine. I'm actually very okay with it. But things can happen. You can set bad records For example, it was the first time a team at the top of the table will give up 2 goals, after being up 2-0 against the bottom team. One thing people keep saying that I don't agree with is Wolves are like the worst teams, or one of the worst teams in the history of the EPL. I think that's actually factually inaccurate. I remember the Derby County team. You know the one I'm talking about?
Yep, I do.
That was even long ago. Not too long ago, the Sheffield United team, they were almost tanking in the US sports sense. They were almost tanking. This Wolves team is a tough out. I'm sorry. They're a tough out for anybody. I don't believe they're one of the worst teams in the history of the league. No, they're one of the least productive, but they're not one of the worst. And Yinka, styles make fights, as they say in boxing, right? So I know Spurs are bad, but are they 8-2 against Arsenal bad? And Arsenal that supposedly can't score?
They drew. This same Spurs drew. Man City drew here now. Have you forgotten?
Yeah.
Up 2-0.
Up 2-0.
Yeah.
2-2.
Yeah. Yeah.
So styles make matches. Fights rather, but also matches. So that's what I think.
Okay. So that's the week ahead. I think that's the only game that's worth talking about from the upcoming games.
Roma versus Juve. Do we care?
They are no longer relevant. Inter has won the league after what just happened. So let's just leave it at that. Yeah.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Shall we say together who the donkey of the week is?
Nah,
the donkeys.
You say it.
Oh, okay.
You say it.
Oh, okay. That's okay. So donkey, the donkeys of the week. The guy whose name I refuse to say, and this is an homage, if you will, to Mbappe. By the way, I love that he came out and said, "I'm not gonna say that kid's name. I'm just not. I'm not gonna give him the pleasure." He's my donkey of the week. Mourinho is always a candidate for me. One other thing, I know I keep going back to Vincent Kompany. He listed, and I think he was expecting to be asked about this. He listed all the shenanigans that Mourinho had done, chapter and verse. He was like, when he was at Roma and Sevilla came in, and match officials had to be taken away by security and hurried out of town. Did anyone talk about that? When he's sliding on the sideline, when he's running down the sideline against so and so and so. If anyone had racially abused him, I would have stood up for him. I would have said that's wrong. I would have said he doesn't deserve it. So anyway, I thought it was a phenomenal take. But anyway,
I agree.
Maybe Mourinho can change at 63. I doubt it. But the kid may have a shot. He's young.
I don't even think Mourinho has come out to say anything or apologize. Or I've not seen anything.
He doesn't think it's wrong, Yinka. He doesn't think it's wrong.
I've not seen anything.
No, he doesn't think it's wrong. What would he apologize for when he does it? He's never been wrong in his life. You know people like this, Yinka. You know people like this.
No, but anyway. We all see at times when you make mistakes and people point it out to you. It's part of being a man or even a human being, right? For you to own up and say, you know what? I might have said things I didn't need to say or I didn't want to say. I shouldn't have said in the heat of the moment. Emotions were high. I sincerely apologize. That's the graceful thing to do. Yeah. From Mr. Mourinho. I'm just saying.
You would think so.
You're 63 years old now. You hooligan. You can't be hooliganing over the place now.
Yes, he can, and he will. So let me tell Yinka, the most obvious.
There are some Mourinho fans. There are some people that say they are Mourinho fans.
There's plenty. Yinka, let me just give you a very, very the easiest example ever. Right?
Yes.
Every other manager in the world that has ever managed a club.
Yeah.
If they had Kevin De Bruyne in their employ and they let him go, if they had Mo Salah in their employ and they let him go, if they had even Romelu Lukaku in their employ and they let him go, right? For whatever reason, they let him go. If you put a mic in their face and you ask them the question, they'll be like, what do I know? I made the best judgment I could make. I'm a silly guy. That's literally what any coach that has ever coached a game will say. Have you ever heard Mourinho say, I was wrong? With those three, Mo Salah is one of the best to ever do it. KDB is one of the best to ever do it. People may not like Lukaku, but if Lukaku was 25 today, it would cost 200 million pounds. Lukaku scored 17 goals at
West
where was
Brom.
he? At West Brom at 18 years old. He wasn't playing against West Brom, Yinka. He was playing against Man U and Chelsea and Arsenal. He scored 17 goals as an 18-year-old. How many people are going to score 17 goals this season? 17 league goals, Yinka, as an 18-year-old. And that man was not... This guy in his prime was a 1 goal every 2 games kind of player.
Yeah.
He was scoring every 2 games consistently. Every club he went to. Look at his record.
Yeah. Now that you're talking about goals scored and all, remember last week or 2 weeks ago? I said signing of the season, XYZ goals, flop of the season, XYZ goals. I remember what I told you. Now they're on the same 10-10 goals, 10-10 league goals. Now the agenda is not agendaing anymore, right?
Wait. Gyökeres and who?
And Ekitike.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I was wondering who you... I thought you were talking about Igor... what's his name? Brentford. I thought you were talking about Brentford.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm talking about Ekitike and...
Well said.
And Gyökeres.
He should have scored today. He messed up. He should have scored today. Yeah,
they're on 10-10 now. So don't look... All the people that labeled Gyökeres as a flop and said Ekitike is in... You guys are too eager for things like this. The gap has closed now. Now everybody is saying, why are you celebrating? Why are you... Guys, I think I'll keep off social media at this point. I think I will.
I've been telling you for years. It's a beautiful thing. You will save so much time. I
will save so much time.
I keep telling you.
I'm telling you. I think I'll just get us.
I have businesses. When my people who do social media for me, they're like, "Oh, did you see so and so?" Sometimes I lie and I say I've seen it, but I haven't because I'm not on social media. I couldn't tell you what my company is putting on social media. If it's really important, I'll tell them to run it by me first. And honestly, sometimes when people send me stuff and I go online, sometimes I'll see our logo. I won't click on it because I'm not a social media guy. So I recommend it to you. Please, take the break. Or at least do it the way I do. Go when they send you stuff. Instead of being a native. Yeah, don't be a native. Yeah. Don't be a social media native. You would do yourself a world of good.
The problem is the people that I follow, I realize this grok or whatever, especially on X or Twitter, it just keeps giving you bringing nonsense to my timeline that I don't have. I'm not interested in this rubbish. The things that irritate, I'm like, I just keep saying mute or not interested. I'm like, dude, stop this nonsense. I don't want to see this stuff.
Grok is like AI.
I don't want to see this stuff. Anyway, Aki, I give you the permission to wrap this episode up.
Oh, please. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. We're so sorry we went to 90 minutes, but as you can tell, this was a very important topic, and we both felt very passionately about it. Thank you for indulging us. What we do need you to do is we have been stuck on the same number for like 2 weeks now. So we need everyone who has watched this, who is not subscribed, to make sure they subscribe. If you are subscribed, please help us get one person this week to subscribe to our YouTube. And then as Inka would say, whenever we show up on any other social media that I'm not going to see, and you watch it, like it, forward to your friends, so people like me will see it. And obviously subscribe where applicable. Inka, thank you so much. Thanks for pushing through. Can I say happy Ramadan? What am I supposed to say?
Ramadan Mubarak. That's
Ramadan,
fine.
there you go. Ramadan Mubarak. Polyglots for the win. Yeah, for us. Ramadan Mubarak. Have a great week. Thank you, everyone. This was fun, and we will see you next week. And goodbye.
Bye, people.